In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
Kinda like Earth.
It's even possible that she has bigger balls than he does. Finally, that day has come, because episode 75 is out. And we can finally admit that the Skibidi toilets have gone to a new and insane level. And although Boom didn't mention that this episode was going to be epic, but for some reason this episode was damn good. And I'm scared to imagine what he has in store for us in those episodes that he said would be explosive. In this episode, we saw a lot. Paw Patrol trying to be Skibidi, the chair is trying to start its evil arc, and Mommy trying to save the day. Also weird dudes standing on the roof, and at the center of it all is the Snoop Dogg squad, who smoke cigars without worrying about anything else.
No.
And it's pretty much all fun, but no kidding. I'm going to show you absolutely all the details and secrets of this episode, and I'm going to try to answer questions like, who is hiding under the mask of the Astro Juggernaut? And I'll tell you it's definitely not a dog. Who is standing on the roof of the building? And no, it's not a secret agent. Who is that mommy and what's her plan? What's wrong with that freaking chair and why have we seen it so often? Who's hiding inside the car, if it's really a dog or not? And of course, what's in store for us in the future. Hello friends, you're on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. The episode starts in some city, and what I noticed right away was the sound of Astro Mothership appearing. Although there was no Astro Mothership in this episode, but it seems that this sound is also suitable for Astro Carrier. And as you guessed, it is the same dude with the ring that we saw on the leak before the episode. Only on the leak he did not have a helmet. And Boom did it on purpose that we did not guess that in episode 75 we will see Astro Toilets. But as you remember in my last video, we already found out. But believe me, there is something more interesting. Because after I rewatched all the episodes, I noticed that this freaking ring was also at the scientist. And this is not an expected twist for me. What if the scientist was also an Astro Toilet? Honestly, it is very likely. But I still need to think about all the details, and hopefully I will tell you about it in the next video. But also write your theories in the comments. By the way, it's been a long time since we have seen such episodes that took place in the city, and Boom did not lie to us that this episode will be nostalgic. And I also think this is the first time in the series when we saw rain and it looked beautiful. Except for the fact that the crazy Astro noobs destroyed absolutely everything. Anyway, I think that the Alliance was not ready for this attack. But even so, they try to fight with their helicopters. But the Astro dude surprised me as he has the same shield as the Astro Juggernaut. And while 2 helicopters distracted the Astro, the others tried to escape as they realized that now they can't win. But before the camera turned to the Astro Toilet, we noticed some kind of silhouette on the roof, and many people think that this is a secret agent, because after a while he disappeared somewhere. But in fact, it is not a secret agent. But I'll tell you about it later in the video, so be sure to stay until the end. Then the carrier released some fighter jets that destroyed the remaining cameraman ships, and from what we see, it's obvious that the Alliance has no chance at all of defeating the Astro Toilets with the technology they have now. The fighter jets literally destroy all their ships in a couple of seconds, and it's insane. And then we saw the despair as the agents lost faith in winning. And either they felt sorry for the agents who died outside, or they started to worry about their lives. But there was one dude who showed no fear or worry, and that was Commando, who was smoking another cigar. And I'm surprised that bro is calm even in this situation. Maybe it's because of his magic cigars that he borrowed from Uncle Snoop.
This don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No. Bruh.
But I think the reason for his calmness was the plan. And maybe now he already knows that in the worst case scenario, he will be helped by regular toilets. Then we were shown the POV cameraman in yellow shirt, which we saw on one of the leaks. And I think that this bro will be the next plunger man, because he has a cool gun with a nice skin, and he is also able to make quick decisions even in the most difficult situation. But before we saw the agents, you can see that mystical chair just rolling down the road. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm more interested in what that chair is hiding than any of the events that took place in the episode. To hell with the Astro puppies and the mutant mommy, what the hell is that chair doing here? This is the most important question for us so far, but let's talk about it in more detail at the end of the video when we will see this chair again. But something interesting starts, as the ordinary Skibidi toilets appeared, and I was especially happy to see our old Skibidi spider with a din-don sticking out. And based on the way they moved, we can understand that they also prepared for the battle with the agents. But the guys were definitely not prepared for the fact that their Astro friends were going to fry them. And initially, Astros exchanged glances like, what are we gonna do with them? And then they decided to kill them. And we could tell from the reaction of the ordinary toilets that they didn't think the Astro Toilets would kill them. And bro even said skibidi. Like he asked guys, what's going on? And I think that these toilets were in some kind of hibernation and were only in this place all the time, because if they had met Gmail, he would have told them that the Astro Toilets are now enemies. I don't even doubt that these dudes don't know about the scientist's death and what's going on in the world right now. And they were given a mission a long time ago to take over this city and kill all the agents who come here. And I'll be honest with you, I feel sorry for these guys because betrayal is the worst thing that can happen. But after they were destroyed, we saw a new Astro fighter who finished off the toilets that were left. And this dude noticed our POV cameraman, and the agents realized that it's going to get hot and decided to move away from the doors. But the Astro dude was smart enough not to enter through the main entrance, because he realized that the agents would be waiting for him there. So he decided to break through the wall and the epic battle began. And as you notice, this is a small version of the Astro Juggernaut. And also notice the paw on his helmet, which means he's from the Paw Patrol, as we'll see for ourselves later. And it literally started chaos as he was racing at crazy speeds and killing agents in 1 second. He also has the same shield as the Astro Carrier and the big Juggernaut. And honestly, I'm not surprised anymore. And it seems like all Astro Toilets have shields like that, because they're more advanced than agents and toilets, and their technology is pretty damn cool. And it is insane that only one Astro fighter was able to destroy so many agents. Bro literally ripped off the head of a large cameraman, but cameraman at the end was able to treat him with a bazooka missile. And what is interesting is that the Astro was able to withstand a direct hit from a bazooka in his face. Look how the bazooka is right next to his head. Is that a Superman's puppy that is made of vibranium? He doesn't care about any attack at all, and although the bazooka could hurt him a little bit, it's literally a scratch for him. And if this little Astro is so strong, imagine how strong his big Juggernaut daddy is. Their power is really something else. But POV cameraman was not so weak and even managed to dodge the attack. But still Astro shot him and was already ready to cook him. But the decisive moment came, as Commando saddled the toilet and treated the puppy with his gun. And out of nowhere appeared another random toilet which also tried to help them. But unfortunately, bro was cooked in 1 second, and just listen to this heartbreaking scream. We'll remember you, bro. You were the pride of your race. But there was another toilet who sacrificed himself to make acid soup from Astro. And it's crazy that absolutely everyone is trying to cook the puppy. But he withstands a colossal damage and creates problems again. And already our POV's grenade was able to do some damage. And at the right moment, there was some hot baby that started to tear the puppy's head apart. But the bro continued to live and the guys were sweating to finally finish it. But the mommy is more experienced in cooking and cooked it finally. And it was a crazy battle. The guys tried their best to kill one pathetic puppy. As you can see, it has a dog's ear, and it also had a tail, which also confirms that it is a puppy. And here is approximately how it looks in the original form. And as you can see, it is exactly this dog.
What the dog doing?
And then we saw Commando with his new amigos, and bro showed reaction like it was a regular thing for him. Like bro gets up every morning and with a cigar in his mouth fights with the freaking crazy Astro puppies every day. It made me laugh. And I don't know if I should talk about the alliance between agents and toilets. We already said a month ago that this alliance will definitely happen, so I'm not surprised. But actually it seems to me that these toilets are much smarter than other toilets, and especially Mommy. It seems to me that she is hiding something and she is a special soldier. And by the way, she is very similar to the character Marine from the game Halo Reach. I would even say that they are the same character. And you know what I want to see the most? I want to see how Bro Rizzy Toilet reacts to her. I think they're a perfect couple. It's even possible that she has bigger balls than he does, because she seems to have been through a lot and has a lot of experience. But we heard some noises, and she warned the agents to be quiet, and look at the heavy and huge gun this lady's carrying on her back. And she started taking the agents out of here. And God, look at Commando. I don't know what would happen to make Bro worry. I think if he got torn apart, he'd just keep smoking a cigar. Bro is truly new Sigma of the show. Even TV Daddy isn't on that high of a level. But then something strange happened, because Blood POV literally started looking at Mommy's Guyette, and there is no way that he is doing this kind of thing, bruh. We got another simp to the team, and that will hardly help us win this war. But his simping was interrupted by a creepy voice that said, "I can see you through walls." And everyone started running in fear because someone very dangerous had appeared, and it was the Astro Juggernaut, who in a second was shocked that they had killed his puppy. And I have no doubt they'll pay because the Juggernaut will definitely retaliate. But let's talk about him and why he called the puppy his baby. As we noticed before, the puppy also had a paw on his helmet, which could mean that the Astro Toilets with those helmets are actually animals. But does that mean that the big Juggernaut is also a dog? Actually, the answer is yes and no at the same time. Based on the fact that he called him baby, we can say that he is his father and he is also a dog. But it could turn out to be a cat instead of a dog. And Boom in an interview said that Skibidi Cat may come back in the series. And I said this 2 months ago, and I don't doubt this theory because of one important clue that we got. In addition to the paw on the helmet was another and the most important clue about the return of Skibidi Cat. And this clue was in 72 episode in the hands of Skibidi Mutant. And pay attention to this sickle from the cartoon Puss in Boots 2. And I don't believe that out of billions of possible weapons, Defuk Boom chose the sickle from the cartoon about the cat. There is no way, bruh. I'm not saying that the Astro Juggernaut is 100% cat, but still I think that there were enough clues and that's why I think he is a cat. But you decide for yourself. But how the hell did animals get so smart and turn into toilets? It's a big mystery to us, but hopefully with you we can figure out what's going on here. So write your theories. Also, it's crazy that Bro can look through walls. It seems to be an ability of his helmet and it can be proved. Since the mini Juggernaut didn't enter the building through the main entrance because he could see that the agents were waiting for him there. So he decided to come in from the other side, which confirms that he can also look through walls and it's his helmet's technology. Their technology is actually at an incredibly high level, and the agents need to come up with a good plan to defeat these guys. But after the POV cameraman got to the exit, we saw this chair again, which seems to be watching everyone. Actually, I have to be brave enough to start talking seriously about the chair, and it is the most difficult topic in the whole video. Because this chair can mean anything, but from the most obvious, I think that on this chair sits someone who is not visible. It could be either the secret agent himself or one of the twins' cameramen. The first time we saw the chair, it started to move, but it moved because of the strong wind. But as you can see, there should not be wind between the walls, and it is logically impossible that it could have gotten here. It could have gotten to these walls, but only to the beginning here. But how it got here is not clear. And it's hard for me to say what's wrong with this chair because I could say a lot of things, but it wouldn't make sense. I had different theories and you can listen to them in this video. But in the end, I think that this chair means nothing and Boom is just trolling us. Or this chair is starting its evil arc.
Well, I kinda like Earth. It's kinda entertaining.
Anyway, write what you think about it. As soon as Mommy closed the door, she decided to leave and took the cameraman with her. And look how beautiful she is. I think the cameraman is going to explode with joy that he got into her hands. But suddenly there was a flash and the mom's look changed. And in a second, she was attacked by someone. And of course, I suspect it was an Astro Toilet because everything happened very fast. And only Astro Toilets can move so fast. And for a few seconds, we were in the dark because POV cameraman got under the rubble. But it's good that the commander and his new partner were there and helped him out. And God, look at these two dudes. Commando gave his new friend a cigar, and it strengthened the alliance between the toilets and the agents. Maybe Top G should have given TV Man a cigar to calm him down? I'm not gonna lie, the commander knows exactly how to make a strong alliance. But after the cameraman looks at Mommy, we can see a car with something in it. But what's more interesting is that the freaking chair got here somehow. And there's no way it got here by wind, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to dream about this chair at night. But what about of what's inside the car? I don't think it's a person, it's probably an object. And Boom's trying to confuse us. But what about that silhouette that was on the roof at the beginning of the episode? I already said it's definitely not a secret agent, but who is it? I think it's the same dude we saw at the beginning of episode 74 because this silhouette doesn't look like a secret agent silhouette. And this dude is definitely from a new race. And if you look back at the early episodes, this is how the new race of TV men appeared for the first time in the show. The dudes were always watching and finally appeared in episode 39. I also think history is repeating itself, and this dude is from a new race and he's monitoring the situation for now. And when the agents need him, he'll show up. But what are we going to see in the next episodes? I think that in episode 76 we will see something similar to what we saw in this episode. And maybe it will be a continuation of this episode and we will see where Mommy is going to take the agents. But I will give more details about all the options in my next video, so be sure to subscribe to the channel.